Hey guys, Dr. Clay here, and I want to talk to you about my best piece of advice that I use and that I tell my patients about how to recover from an injury and how to progress through that rehab phase from an injury. And I'll use my own example here as I've been recovering from a knee issue that I've been having, and I call it my red light, yellow light, green light principle or progressions. A red light is you try to do an activity and it hurts during, or maybe it's not too bad during, but afterwards it hurts and then it hurts the rest of the day, or you wake up the next morning and you're like, oh man, it really bothers me. That's a red light. You're doing too much to load that specific tissue, whether it's your shoulder, your back, your knee, whatever it is. For me, it's running. If I would run too much or too fast, I would start to have pain at the end of my run. Afterwards, every step that I take or stairs would bother, and the next morning it would be bothering. So that's a red light. I've got to back up. That's my body telling me, dude, you're doing too much to it, all right? A yellow light is I run, it's where I'm at right now with a lot of my runs. I run and it hurts maybe towards the end, and it hurts about 30 minutes or an hour afterwards when I'm sitting or I do stairs. But after that, it goes away. There's no more pain with sitting or at rest. It doesn't bother me the next morning. That's a yellow light. I need to stay at that same. So for me, I can run 800s and I can do about 6 to 8 of them at a pretty decent speed, and I get a lot of yellow lights. It used to be 400s, now I can do 800s. All right, as soon as I start to get a green light, which is, as I'm running, it feels fine during, maybe a small bit of pain, but then it goes away, the next morning it's fine, that's a green light. That means I'm ready to progress. That means I can start doing 800s, maybe 8 to 10 800s, but I can go faster. Or I can start going for, straight up, let's go for a 1.5 mile run or a 2 mile run. But I'm going to use those progressions to help load my knee in an appropriate way so that my body gets used to that activity. I take the next step, it gets used to it, I take the next step. As opposed to a lot of my patients will tell me they have knee pain and they just stop running altogether, and then they try to come back to it a month later and the pain's the same. And they keep doing the same 2 mile or the same 3 mile run, or they keep doing the same amount of weightlifting. Let's say it hurts their back with squatting, and they didn't do anything in between. It's that in-between phase that can be so key. That's part of that progression that we need to do. And it's not always about all the other stuff like the right mobilizations that I need to do, or the dry needling, or the manual therapy that I love to do, or all the right cool exercises. Those are important, can be really helpful, and sometimes it's exactly what is needed. But a lot of times it's just about loading the tissues appropriately and not doing too much too soon. So that's what I find to be so valuable for my patients. So if you're struggling with getting back to an injury and you're not taking that time to progress through, use this red light, yellow light, green light progressions to help guide or map out your decisions about when to stay where you are, when to back up a step, or when to push forwards to get you back to doing what you love pain-free. All right, I hope that helps. And if you have questions, please reach out to me through a direct message, and I would love to talk you through it. Thanks.